Hello everyone, it's Mike Levin driving on Rhode Island 102 South on the way to a company. I guess it's an off-site meeting, national sales meeting sort of thing, and driving here, and I'm on this road for about 8 miles, so I thought I'd get a quick video in. It's Tuesday, October 27th at around 11 a.m. and I thought I'd record the elevator pitch that's been going through my head for sort of the umbrella wrapper for what I'm doing with both Linux and Pipulate. So Linux is easing into Linux server using a controlled environment. That's pretty clear. It's eluded me for a while, that consistency of Python execution that I was talking about that exists in Linux instances, which is tiny core Linux, a tiny like 8 megabyte version of Linux without a graphical user interface, but everything you need to provide a hosting environment for Python, which leads into the other project. And you can get a server running on your desktop right away, controlled environment, and you're easing into Linux server. Linux server has a certain connotation for people, usually not having the graphic interface. There are exceptions, like I think Ubuntu server might have a GUI on it, but all in all, that's probably the shortest I can get the Linux side of the equation. And on the Pipulate side of the equation, I realize since I deal with virtual servers and sort of end-to-end, the nickname for that is often full stack. Deal with whatever database issues there are, whatever DevOps and system administration are required to set up instances and even production machines. So that's using Python to run the code. That's full stack Python web development, or full stack web development using Python. And then there's that last piece, which is for SEO and social media. The system can be extended. It can be, I conceive of content management and tracking systems that lean on the Pipulate infrastructure, which by extension uses the Google G-Spread or G-Data API for Google Spreadsheets. It leans on the massive multi-billion-dollar Google data infrastructure. So altogether, it becomes something like easing in to Linux server on a controlled environment using Python for full stack web development for SEO. Something along those lines at any rate. And I am starting to connect the dots between the different pieces, and it's going to be pretty awesome where you can have your main instance of Pipulate, which for a lot of people getting started, it'll be the one on pipulate.com, but not long after, they'll have their own main instance of Pipulate under their control, and then they'll have a local virtual or dev or test machine somewhere where they'll do their code work, they'll SSH into the machine, use VI, or even on their local desktop, use Python to develop and test functions locally, standalone, in some sort of, myfunctions.py file in a GitHub project called mypipulate. You modify your stuff, you test it locally from the command line, you like it. You git commit, you git push it, and now those functions are available from Google Spreadsheets on your main Pipulate instance. I gotta produce a video to show all this working together. It's a creative and novel approach. It makes your server nodes disposable, stateless, non-persistent things. Your importance all crammed into the billion-dollar backed up, safe, secure, accessible data layer that is Google Spreadsheets. And you can work locally on your own machine because Python has been ported to everything, and you should get the advantage of that to work isolated as if in an island with your standalone Python functions seemingly being able to blend into your main Pipulate instance, meaning you can use those function names at the top of columns and data on the row as your arguments or parameters or input to that function, and the output of the function pop into the intersecting cell of function name and parameters. And that's pretty much it. It's quite a mouthful. I'm not even going to try to say it again, but I think I got the spirit and the essence of the thing that I'm trying to do. An incredibly lightweight, highly approachable to noobs path to old school programming, taking all the parts of the equation into effect, setting the stage for next level advancement, which would be asynchronous IO servers, load balancers, and other sorts of scaling, so that you can make this single user, single tenant instance, which is very unusual, using a web server, scale out to thousands of nodes as one path to scaling. But in the meantime, one instance, very scrappy, very lightweight, very accessible, very useful to people in the SEO and social media fields on a day-to-day basis, and nothing to worry about getting lost because you can always reinstantiate a server. Well, anyway, thanks for joining me. Hope to talk to you all again soon, and don't forget to subscribe.